All right. Let me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire. Peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Oh, shit. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is the Rule of Three over here on Khaos Central. How is everybody doing? If you're watching right now, make sure you go over to my Twitter account and also on Khaos Central and check out those latest tweets. And please retweet out. That helps when you retweet it, guys. You can like it all you want, but retweeting is really where it gets the traction. So as we are here and as we are about ready to jump into this, before we do that, of course, let's talk to the 2 people we have with us tonight. Nzo, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and a little bit what you do.
What up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment. You know the channel. Make sure to check out later on. Will be the OOC. Just glad to be here once again, and thank you everybody for the support.
Awesome. Kenny, tell everybody about yourself.
I'm Comet Chad. 1/3 of this crew. Pretty much everything Nzo said. I'm gonna piggyback on that, man. Glad to be here. Pretty sure these topics gonna be hot, so I'm ready to go.
I like what we got. I am Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. I call it ADHD for YouTube, guys. As I'm getting these questions together so I can put them in the chat. I forgot to do that, but we'll do it right now.
I can't stop laughing, man.
About what?
I just went back and watched that. It went straight from
I did too.
to his ass in
It's
the damn
fine.
tank.
I said forget about it. We're fine. No, I told you. I'll take it. That's fine. You guys want to play the gang up stuff?
Motherfucker tried to pull a fast one.
No.
That's what he tried to do. Because you said
you guys. Well, listen this way.
You said with conviction.
Wait. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You guys thought that wouldn't be where they introduced him. I almost guarantee you thought he'd be introduced somewhere in the middle of the series or in the middle of an episode.
No. I'm just saying. The question you asked was he in an NC credit? We both said no.
That. And that's
you try to pull a fast one and saying
no, I ain't pulling no fast one.
You said you said it was a dark with the black.
I thought it was. I went back and watched, and I said, forget about it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Hold on just a second as I fix all this stuff here. Okay. Now, let me get this back going. All right, guys, you know how this goes. We have 3 topics and they're under 3 different doors, so by all means it's however you want to pick. We let Danny and Nzo pick first, and then the third one just gets revealed. That's how we do it. So Gap Stargate, I Love Food, Basel, Dandelion Fluff, Mads Mama Bear, everybody here, Poe, guys, thank you very much. Make sure, like I say, you go over to Twitter, either Khaos Central's Twitter or my Twitter, and make sure that you, retweet it out, please, guys. All right. So, Danny, we're going to go right now to the screen, and you get to pick first today. What would you like? 1, 2, or 3?
Going with 1.
Going with 1. Boom. On the recent press tour for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Jim Carrey announced once again that he has retired or will be retiring. Do you believe that he will come back again, or do you think that he will actually hang it up for good this time? If you think he'll come back, what roles might tempt him to do so? Sequels to past films he starred in, or a really interesting new role? That is the question. We're going to let you go first. I'm going to put it in the chat really quick, though. Oh, and of course, it's not going to let me do it. It's too much. Just do there, and then do the second part right there. Okay, so we'll bring up the timer. Boom, boom. And 3 minutes is on the board, and your time will start now.
I don't know off the top of my head how successful both these movies were. I think they were pretty successful as far as it relates to a game to movie. Don't know what the actual box office was, but it seemed like it had a very good reception and was very profitable. So having said that, I think if they throw enough money his way, and I'm not sure what his price is, and also there's rumor that I've heard that that if he comes back and can be the fat version of Robotnik, or the heavier version of Robotnik, I want to be politically correct here, that he will take that. I think if they let him have more creative control, I think that may entice him. I think any other movies he probably retiring from, but I think this is kind of his step back into his once famous role. He kind of lost a little bit of his luster throughout the years, I think. I don't know, but that was definitely on his part. I think he kind of passed over a lot of different parts. I'm just guesstimating on that. I could be wrong, but I think that he's probably ready to transition to a different part of his life, maybe hang with his kids, doing some philanthropic stuff, or traveling, whatever tickles Jim Carrey's fancy. That's what I guess he's doing. I think he may be tired of acting, and I can totally get down with that because I've been in my profession almost 27 years, and I'm about ready to tap. So I can surely understand someone doing something for a long period of time, want to either do something different or just rest from that. I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking that he's taking care of his money. We really hadn't seen him in a lot of issues in a lot of years. So I think that maybe he'll do it, but it's probably going to be a lot on his terms. He's probably going to want to pay. Well, I heard the rumors, had confirmed it. They want to be a heavier version of Robotnik, which would be truer to the games. I think it would tie in also too with, I think the end scene credit for that was Shadow. So I think that if they can bring him back, resurrect him, and then he probably be manipulating Shadow or whatever the storyline may be. I'm not certain, but I definitely think if they give him enough money, maybe not even the money, but if they give him creative control and let his ideas kind of be at the forefront of the movie, I think that he'll come back for that. Sure, anything else, I'm not too certain of. But for that, I think it got his interest because he can truly be himself and do what he's known for, being that zany, crazy, over the top, larger than life character, which is Robotnik. I think he'll come back for that if given the right opportunity.
Cool. You're muted, Chris, I think. If you're talking, I don't know.
Yep. Nzo, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
To be honest with you, I think if the money's fucking right, you better believe he's gonna come back. You know what I mean? And I think if he does come back, it will be for Sonic 3. Because the one thing that people do love about that movie is Jim Carrey in it. You know what I mean? So I don't see any reason as to why. I don't see any reason as to why as he won't come back. I know he does say this, I'm retiring, and then he's gone, and the next thing you know, he comes back. So I don't know, man. I think there was talks about either an Ace Ventura or a Mask 2. a new Mask movie with him. So I think one of those movies can actually bring him back to come back if he does decide to retire. But hands down, I don't think he's going to retire until after Sonic the Hedgehog 3. He's making a decent amount of money with making those Sonic movies, right? So I can't see him just saying, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to come back. I'm going to retire. He's a big part of the Sonic franchise, and I believe that they will actually want him there. So they're going to pay him the money and be like, listen, we do want to do we want to do a new Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and you're a major part of it. Like Danny said, I do think he does want to come back as the fat Robotnik, which at that point I would have no issues with. I mean, hey man, it's Sonic 2 was really video game accurate with a lot of the things that they did in it, right? So I believe that if they want to continue to make good Sonic movies, they're going to have to stick to at least some of what they do in the video game, and that's going to need Robotnik. Now, I know there's supposed to be what's Shadow. I think it's Shadow that's supposed to come into Sonic now, which they can
Yeah.
use him as the villain, but still at the end of the day, it's always Robotnik that Sonic ends up having to fight. So I believe that if they do a Sonic 3, they're going to do everything in their power to make him come back. And I honestly believe that he will come back. I believe they will pay him enough money. I say it all the time. If the money's right, you can bring anybody out of retirement. You know what I mean? And I think Jim Carrey's that same guy because he already retired. And they said, hey, come do Sonic. And he came back. So why not finish off a trilogy of movies? Ones that nobody is ever saying he's bad in. You know what I mean? Like you get a lot of talk where Jim Carrey, oh, he's not that good in this movie or not. But this is the where he's actually good in it. So
I agree. The host is
muted again.
I am muted, and I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this stuff done over here. But all right. So I think when he says retirement, and I think he clarified a little better point. He says, I'm absolutely taking a break right now. But he said retirement. And this is the second time he's said it. And I mean, really, I think the last time that Sonic was what brought him out. And I don't think he's done anything except for these two movies. So if he was going to do one, it would probably be Sonic 3. I don't know if he'd put on the weight. I guess fat suit would work.
yeah, fat suit. I don't think he put the weight on.
No, I think
I
it'll
don't
be
either.
a suit.
Yeah, I just don't see him doing that.
That would be fool.
But I know that they've talked about a mask too, and he has. I didn't read the whole thing, but I know he said there are like 2 conditions he'd ask for. But I don't know what those 2 conditions are. But he said he wouldn't rule it out. So there is people out there. There is something out there that might make him, come back and want to do it again. But it's just a matter of money, desire to do the project. The one thing I can say about doing Dr. Robotnik is that it allowed Jim Carrey to be Jim Carrey again. I think Jim Carrey kind of lost that in himself. He was starting to do. It was more like he was just doing it to do it than he was doing it as him. Just that fun early Jim Carrey stuff. Because as you watch his movies, the longer they went, it just seems like he kind of lost that drive to actually do it.
Yeah,
and that the acting wasn't. It was more like forced than it was natural. When you watch Sonic movies, it feels natural. It feels like it was again like that Fire Marshal Bill stuff again. Just kind of, I don't know. It just seems more like him than some of the last few things he did. Like I know a lot of people like Dumb and Dumber, but the Dumb and Dumber or whatever it was called, I don't think it had that same feeling because it just seemed like he was forcing it. So I think he's at the point in his career now that if he thinks I can have fun with this and I don't have to feel like it's work, that I'll do it. And I think that goes back to more comedies and stuff where he can just be stupid. And one of those is The Mask. Ace Ventura, maybe. I don't know if he'd do a third one of those. I don't know what the point would be. But definitely a third Sonic movie. I could see them doing that. So I think he'll be back. But, you know. All right, let's talk about it. Do you guys think that that's kind of what it seems like with these Sonic movies? That like he came back because he's like, it's just fun, and it's lighthearted to him.
I think that was when he's in his element. That's his zone. Those kind of movies. I think he's his best when he played the most serious movies. I don't know if he got the acclaim that he wanted, but he's in the one like Bruce Almighty, like you said, The Mask, Ace Ventura, where he can be zany over the top. I think that way he feels more in his element. So I definitely think if he's going to go out on, if he's going to come back, it's going to be for one of those. I would love to see Mask 2. Well, technically it'd be The Mask 3, but Son of the Mask is something different. But I would like to see him in The Mask Returns or something. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could see him doing those. I think I read somewhere somebody said like Truman Show 2, and I'm like, how would you do a Truman Show 2? I mean, he leaves the place.
Yeah, I don't think that would work.
I like the Truman Show. I mean, I really like.
I like him in Bruce Almighty. That was funny, especially when he made old girl titties bigger.
Yeah.
Liar Liar was funny too. That court scene was funny. If you do a Liar Liar 2 or something, any one of those movies where he can be himself and do all that physical comedy, I think that's a win-win for him.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I even thought Me, Myself, and Irene was funny.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad. Liar Liar was really good, and it'd be kind of, but I think his character transformed, so I think that they would not.
Maybe it'd be something
to do it again.
If his son would be maybe fall into that same kind of thing, and he gotta. But I don't know. Would it be? I don't know how much screen time he would be in something like that, but it might be.
Yeah,
I see working.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people out there though that want to see like that Mask 2, because they did the Son of the Mask, which was a horrible movie.
That's a guilty pleasure movie, man.
Is it? Why didn't you put it on your list?
Man, it's so many. If it's something, I won't actively go looking for it. But if it's on TV, some parts of it, man, makes me chuckle. So
I just can't do it. I can't do it because I think Jim Carrey just did such a great job with it. But no, I mean, I think that the right role. I'm not even sure if money really has much to do with it. I just think it has to be something that he looks at it and goes like, yeah, why not? I think that's why he took the Robotnik job. He has kids. It's his part to do what he wants with it, because Dr. Robotnik always looked like a crazy,
I don't see nobody else playing it like he did.
No, but what I'm saying is when you play the video games, he seems like a crazy, wild-eyed guy, and they don't have a voice to him. So Jim Carrey basically has now given us what we would consider Dr. Robotnik. He has made Dr. Robotnik this three-dimensional character now. So, no. All right. Nzo, I think we have 2 and or 3. Yep, 2 or 3.
Let's go with 3.
3. Boom. You have been given an unlimited amount of money to orchestrate a con. What would it be centered around? Who would you have as your special guests? And what would some of the panels be about? What city would you want this to be hosted in? And what would you call it?
Shit, that's easy for me.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad it's easy.
I'm talking about for him.
Oh,
Is it?
Nzo,
Huh? Yeah.
you worked at some place called Icon America.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought he was talking like a Comic-Con.
yes. That's
Oh, I
what
thought
I
you
said.
were
Comic Con.
okay.
I thought you were talking about a con.
A con is a convention. No, a
I
con
stand
is a
corrected. I thought
convention.
you were talking about trying to shit somebody. I was like, what the fuck? Where you
Thanks,
get that
Danny.
expression from?
Wow. See what he thinks? Jeez.
Hey, when
I
I
know,
see
man.
con, that's what I thought. If you'd have said Comic Con or Mega Con, then my mind
Well,
would
that's why I put con because they're multi like Comic Con, A Con, Naka Con. You know, there's lots of cons.
When I saw it, I was like, why the fuck is Chris bringing this kind of question into it?
I want to ask the police officer.
I was like, huh?
What's your racket?
I was like,
Oh fuck! I would love to know what Danny's con would be.
I know what that means. Prostitution. Prostitution.
Oh, damn. Listen to him. Oh, well then. Damn, 3 minutes on, so your time starts now.
Sports betting.
All right. So yeah, if I was to do like a Comic-Con or a Mega-Con, I would have to go back to what I know best, what I love the best. It would have to be centered around Star Wars. It would have to be centered around the original trilogy and the prequels. Fuck that Star Wars Disney stuff, right? So I would do that. Plus I'd also I don't know, it'd be some Marvel stuff in there too, of course, you know what I mean? I think if I go back to old stuff that I like too, I'd have to say I'd probably do something with the Predators too, right? You know what I mean? Because I love the first Predator, I love Predator 2. The rest of them to me are meh. You know, third one's okay, but the rest of them, I wasn't really. There was things I didn't like in the third one. Let's just say that, right? But yeah, because I would love to see, you know, Danny Glover or maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger there signing autographs and stuff like that, which I'm pretty much sure that they wouldn't. I went to a Comic-Con one time, right? And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I don't really buy comics anymore. So I was there. Boom. So now I'm walking around, about to leave. I see DMC from Run DMC, right? Yeah. So he's talking. He walks over to a stall, and I'm there, and I'm listening to him. There's a comic book that he's talking about, right? And then they talking about, yeah, someone's like, oh, get your autograph. They're like $50. I was like, hey, yeah, that's not happening. I'm sorry. I like DMC. I like Billy D. Williams was there, but I'm personally not spending that money to get a damn autograph. But I would have to do some Predator stuff, man. I'd like to have some displays from maybe the original 2 Predator movies. You'd have to have some lightsabers on display too. You know, I'd like to have Anakin's lightsaber, Obi-Wan's lightsaber. You know, people can touch them and you know, look at them and get a feel of the way these lightsabers are, because we only see them in the movies. You know, there's the props. If you go to Galaxy's Edge or whatever, I hear they have lightsabers there where you can play with them and stuff like that. So I would definitely have to do it around some Star Wars stuff, man, because that's what I've been with since I was 3 years old. It was my first movie. Loved it. Always love it. Still do. And I would also make sure that Reva is front and center. That is correct. Look at me. Reva is front and center. You know what I mean? Let the white people sit back for a minute. Let the black people have some shine. Yeah, but definitely around Star Wars, Predators, stuff like that.
Very good. Very good. All right. Danny, 3 minutes. Comic-Con, not con.
Okay.
Con.
First of all, I'm gonna have it somewhere in tropical, like Miami, Puerto Rico, somewhere in that kind of environment. There's only going to be 3 things. It's going to be Dragon Ball Z. It's going to be Batman, and it's going to be the Avengers. So all the Batman stories stories, I would have the comparison Batman versus Iron Man. I would have uh, Aquaman versus Submariner. All those comparisons that we see, I make sure I have the actual actor there or the character there in live action forms. And I would try to put up maybe different events where we see them battling each other, something that's choreographed, something like that would be good. Um, I would love to see that. Of course, I would have a choreograph Vegeta versus Goku, Vegeta versus um, Frieza, Vegeta versus Cell, Goku versus Cell. I would have to have something like that. But I would definitely have those three. In the Avengers, I would have the Avengers, of course, fighting Ultron. I would have Thanos appear there. Things we already saw, but then I would have some of the comic books that we see, the storylines. I would have that act out throughout the day. Of course, I have a place where you could take pictures with whatever your favorite character would be. I wouldn't charge you, or if it would be something great, something simple, $5. You want to take a picture, whatever. But I would make it available so the fans would have the total experience. I'd have it so one of the best parts of Iron Man was when he was putting on that suit for the first time. I would have that for fans. I have one that would fit kids, one would fit teenagers, when they go to that same thing of being in the actual suit, doing that, just reenacting that one scene. There's different things I'd have them do. Maybe like Goku, they could dress up like Goku and have the yellow wig to be a Super Saiyan and black wig to be a Super Saiyan 4. I'll give them the total fan experience. So when they leave there, they would definitely get their money's worth. And I wouldn't charge an arm and a leg for it neither, man. Okay, $20 admission. You get all this stuff right here. But of course, the bulk of the money would be getting the actual stars there in the choreography so they could actually have a true fan experience. And of course, I'd have to have Mr. Kevin Feige there and have some hot announcement that he's going to give. Of course, I'm going to have The Rock there as Black Adam, so Shazam. So I would have a lot of stuff, man. But I would mainly center around Avengers, Dragon Ball Z characters, and the Batman characters, all that good stuff. I might take some. I would correspond with Nzo and say, "Hey, let's do your Predator versus Batman," because that was a comic book series too. So that'd be a good choreographed fight. So, yep, that's what I would do.
Awesome. All right. Well, see, I could go with Star Wars. I could go with something comic book, but as much as I love both of those, and I'd say Star Wars, I love a little more. Star Trek, I like that a lot too. But I would do something like an audio con. So I'd do everything that has to do about music. I'd have panels based off of how to mix your music properly, how to be a better producer. If you're into mixing, like turntables and stuff, I'd have panels on that, how to make yourself a better mixer, how to do your changeovers quicker or your smoother crossover fades and stuff like that. A lot of stuff like that. And then I'd have some really cool DJs there doing a show or something at the end of every day. I would have artists that were like really popular, different genres there. Maybe have a few panels with some, I don't know, artists that would talk about, the inspiration for their songs, because songs are so much more than what you hear. Sometimes there's inspiration behind them. Sometimes, they put like a different sound into it. They mix it differently, or they do something really weird to it that you never, when you hear about it, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. I heard about one time when the Beatles recorded, and I can't remember the song right now, but the Beatles took this revolving PA speaker and played the guitar through it. So you get this like, so it kind of changed the way it sounded. And when you think about it, you're like, wow, that's kind of innovative. That's different. That's cool. I like to know about stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of people out there who do too. Danny, I know you love guitar solos and stuff like that. Might have something about that, about great guitar solos. Bring some of those guitarists in to show you how they came up with those things. That's a massive thing that I don't think they really do. They don't do anything like that. Now, yes, it's difficult to bring that many artists and stuff in, but it's just like comics or Star Wars or Star Trek. You're not going to get the same people every year. Some people you might get every year. Bruce Campbell goes to every damn Comic-Con that's out there almost every year. But, might
be heard for money.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that but not everybody does that. Like, for instance, Mark Hamill doesn't go to all of them, or James Earl Jones doesn't go to all of them, but they go to a lot of, but that's the thing. You can do a lot with a music-inspired con, because I don't think there's anything out there like that. They have a DJ convention and stuff like that, but it's not the same thing. Travel across the country.
Competitions, too. I watch that all the time.
But that's totally different from just this. This would be DJs actually trying to teach you something and things like that. And I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to take around. And yes, Dandelion, I would call it the EgoCon. Yes, I would call it the EgoCon.
I believe you.
3 minutes together.
All the cons sound good to me, man. I'd go to any one of them.
I have a poll up there. You guys can vote on that poll. It's whose con would you go to? Remember, that is not what con would you think is the best con.
Have you ever been to a con, Danny? Have you ever went? No.
No, but he's busted up a bunch of cons.
I have a big booty con. You can't come in unless your ass is a badonka.
Yeah, I can get down with that. That's a Comic-Con I would definitely go to. You damn skippy on that one.
Get him a badonka con. That'd be mine.
Right around you. You know what I mean? Hey, I think having a con centered around big booties would probably make more money than something.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't charge none of the women. I just charge all the men. Okay, motherfucker.
Facts.
It's gonna cost you $100. $100.
Facts. 100%. And all you have is pure baddies. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Pure baddies, pure bad girls. You put them all on the poster. Be like, hey guys, booty con.
How are you gonna get all that? How are you gonna get all that ass on that damn poster?
Don't worry. We'll make it work.
Instead of the world, like instead of a big world at the bottom, it'd be some woman's perfectly round with a bunch of other women on top of it. Kind of like the Sir Mix-a-Lot video, remember?
Yeah.
No, no. I just think the audio, the music thing is kind of. I just don't see anything like that. And like Post said, they have a sneaker con. I mean, I'll be honest, Onzo. I
they do.
I think the Comic-Cons and the Star Wars convention stuff. I think they can be done much better than they've done them.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I saw a YouTube, and Idris Elba went to the shoe store, and it didn't let them like 7 or 8 pair of shoes, and the man was like 17,500. I was like, what?
Yeah, custom made.
I would have a heart attack. Y'all would literally have to pick me up and call EMS, because they don't say nothing like maybe 1,000. But he said 17,000. Shit,
bro,
take the shits back, please.
There's these dudes on YouTube. They make custom shoes, and the one video I think it was Waka Flocka, and they brought him 3 pair of shoes that came up to like $5,000, bro.
Hell no.
Some of these shoes, I'm like, how the hell do they even think they're worth that much?
Would you buy a shoe for fucking $1,000? You're not wearing that fucking shoe.
No, well, they do.
No. If somebody step on it, you know you won't want to kill them.
Absolutely.
But these
I'm
guys,
sorry. I get it.
You
got that kind of money to where buying $1,000 shoes is nothing. But I'm still looking at it like, yo, I just bought $1,000 fucking Jordan, and I'm supposed to wear this to wear.
I can tell you this: I ain't buying. Now I'll rock $1,000 suit if I had the money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But shoes, no more than 200.
Shit. I spend more than 200 on them now, so I
Yeah,
can't really
I
say
hear
nothing
See,
you.
about
I
that.
hear you.
I can't even see spending $200 to $300 on a pair of shoes when the fucking total amount of materials used and the amount of money that they paid the person who fucking made them is less than $20.
Yeah,
Well,
but they look good. But they
everybody-
I
look
don't
good
care if
though.
they look good.
Everybody got their
Doesn't matter.
vice, man. Because I
know.
got a few $1,000s in watches, buddy. That's my vice.
I got
And
watches. I got some jewelry.
mine are Jordans.
I got jewelry. I got watches. I got some suits. But music, I got tons of music shit in here. And every time somebody says, I'm getting rid of some stuff, I'm like, what is it?
But that's
And
so
like,
free though, because man, I done bootleg so much.
Not all of it.
Well, did I say that loud? Damn, I'm sorry.
All right, here you guys go. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, to be honest with you, had I known you, I remember when my pops passed away, he had like crates of like vinyls, man, old school shit.
Oh.
Yeah, some real old school
I
vinyls,
got
bro.
crates of that stuff over there. I got stuff from the late 1800s. I think I got one or two records from the late 1800s.
1800s. What the hell?
Yeah, like 1899 stuff, like really early stuff. I don't know exactly what year it is, but I don't know, I may be wrong about that. Maybe it's early 1900s, but it's old shit.
Someone dropped to sleep.
Well, probably, but still, I got. Somebody says I want to get rid of this. I'm like, well, don't throw it away. I'll take it. Ends up piling up. All right, guys. Last topic of the night, and I think that you guys probably would have seen this coming from a mile away. I am really surprised we went with the two lighthearted ones first, because this one's going to weigh down this conversation. Here we go. Number 2. Do you think that the recent racist messages sent to Moses Ingram are because people are just intimidated by a black lead actress in Star Wars series, or do you believe that this stems from another place? Do you believe that her acting has brought some of this on, or is this simply just bigots being haters?
Ooh.
Me.
You see, I told you the last one is like,
I'm gonna eat this motherfucker. I'm gonna eat this motherfucker out.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this all into the chat, because I want to make sure these people get the full question. I haven't been doing that lately. I've been doing it for a long time. Hold on, let me get this. All right. Here we go. This one in. There you go. All right, it's in the chat. 3 minutes. That's all you get. Your time starts now, Nzo.
I absolutely think that they are intimidated by us. And when I say they, I mean white people. And don't get it wrong. I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about some white people. I'm talking about the racist motherfuckers out there, right? Just watch some bullshit with the Geeks and Gamers crew where they're like, oh, well, I've seen worse messages on this and that. And of course, they had the token black guy, Ripper, sitting on there on the panel with them, agreeing with every fucking thing they said. It doesn't matter if you've seen or had things worse than that. The fact is that you're still fucking being racist to this woman who is just an actress. That's all she fucking is, right? Maybe she's not as good as an actress as some of them are out there, and I get that. You want to critique it? No problem. But to sit there and talk about how she's the fucking, oh yeah, she's this and she's that, and they sending posts calling her the N-word and all kinds of bullshit, it's definitely fucking bigots, bro. I have no problems if people want to critique her acting. I have no problems with that. You understand? But when you start fucking talking about and this and that and what was it about something about ebonics and shit? You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, this is some next level bullshit that you guys are going. And at the end of the day, I'm like, this shit needs to stop. This shit needs to be called out. Whatever they fucking can do to make us look bad, I think they kind of do. You know what I mean? You got fucking, and I don't care. Sorry, Chris, I'm calling up the names, but Nerdrotic sitting there talking about, oh, a black man marrying Dr. Strange. I can't get over that. Because I'm sitting there and like, who the fuck goes and watches a movie like that? You know what I mean? If she was married a white man, oh, you wouldn't have said nothing, right? The fact that she's marrying a black man, it makes her look small, but not the fact that she's just marrying someone else other than Doctor Strange, right? You know what I mean? It's racist. You know, these people may sit there and talk about, yo, I'm not racist. You know what I mean? And they may not be racist. They may not be racist, but they have the fucking racist narrative. And that's the fucking problem. It's happened with George Floyd. It happened with Sandra Bland. It's always this negative fucking thing where they try to take something that we are doing and make it look like it's something else, you know? Oh, they were on drugs. Oh, she's not a great actress. Oh, it's this and that. And I say this again, and I'll say it again. Luke was not a fucking good actor in Star Wars, in A New Hope. He wasn't good. You know, they want to use the excuse that, well, James Earl Jones is in it. Lando Calrissian is in it. They got so much black people that they haven't received hate. But how do you know they haven't? Because they didn't post it? Because they didn't say anything about it? I can guarantee you they fucking got some hate. And not only that, then you want to start blaming, you know, switching the narrative. Well, Disney's talking about racism, but Disney took John Boyega off of the fucking poster in China. So what? You understand? So what?
Well, I want to answer that one right there. Disney has no say on what stays on a poster or what goes off a poster in China. China makes those choices and say, you want your film played here? This is what happens. So Disney doesn't make that choice. They decide, do we want it played there or do we not want it played there? And recently, they have made the decision that they're not going to deal with China. And we'll see what that does as time goes on. China, guys, if you don't understand how China plays the Hollywood market, it is amazing. They are allowed to place in scenes if they want to. They've been known to shoot entire new scenes with different actors, I've heard. I don't know. I've never gone over there to watch a movie, so how would I know? But these are things I've been told by people I know who are over there, that they will totally reface a whole film if it doesn't pander what they want out there. So, yeah, that's not ever... That really has no choice on whoever releases it, be it Disney or somebody else. Anyways, Danny, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
I agree with a lot of what Nzo said. One of the big things that really kind of perplexes me is that I hear YouTubers say that we want a new character. We want something different. Start taking the established characters and race swapping them and gender bending them stuff. This is a totally new character that we've seen here. She just happens to be black, happens to be a woman, and maybe her acting skill isn't up to par, but you got to take into consideration this woman's only been acting since 2018. So there's still a learning curve in there for her. Couple on top of that, she's on one of the biggest IPs on the planet. They don't get any bigger than Star Wars. So maybe it's nerves. Maybe the director didn't quite give her the right direction, but she's trying. That is someone's daughter. Think if that was your daughter. How'd you feel?
Facts.
A lot of people attacking her, calling her out her name just because they don't think she's doing a good job. Okay, maybe on the first, a lot of times there's actors and stuff that don't do good jobs on certain movies, but then when they get more into the series, or more into the show, or do another movie, you'd be like, what? I'll give you a prime example. When we first heard Ben Affleck was gonna be Batman, a lot of people was like, what the hell? It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And guess what? He's been arguably the best Batman so far. A lot of things were said about the first one,
Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. I was like, Michael Keaton? This guy played multiplicity, and he's not
Mr. Mom.
character. I said,
well, before multiplicity.
I say,
it was Mr.
Beetlejuice.
Mom, Money Pit, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, I think, came out right about that same time, but whatever. Yeah, you're right.
Well, how Beetlejuice gonna be Batman? But he did it. So y'all can't go here and necessarily say it. You can't have it both ways. You can't say you want somebody new, something different, and then the next breath, when you get something new or something different, you criticize it and knocking it down. I don't care about her race. I'm glad to see she's there. I'm glad to see she's trying to make some money, but I really don't think she's going to be in this universe after this series. I could be wrong, but I think she's here for six episodes. I think she's going to get killed off and be off to the sunset. But she's going to crucify somebody because you, the knowledgeable Star Wars fan that knows everything and your opinion is always right, is going to totally criticize and tear someone down and uses derogatory and negative name calling, that kind of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. One day, maybe you step in our shoes and then you see how it
Facts.
But you can't
Facts.
do that. So because you're safe in your skin. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you are safe in your skin. And you know for a damn $1 billion you wouldn't trade. So before you want to throw a rock at somebody, make sure that you don't live in a glass house too, because somebody could take that rock and throw it back at your house. So
Preach it, Danny.
all I gotta say.
Preach it, Danny. Preach it.
Well, I'll come from a different perspective because you're right. And last I checked, my skin is not the same as yours. But there are, and I think I said this last night on your show, on so there are better ways to critique things than to go straight for anything to do with race, religion, sex, orientation, anything to do. There are much better ways to do it because, and I hate using this term that for a long time, the term was said, smart people don't cuss. Now, I don't think that's so true today as it used to be, maybe, because the civilized conversations and stuff you would have. But smart people do not need to use race, religion, orientation, sex. They don't need that. You can look at it objectively and say, it's obvious she's a newer actress, however you want to put it. It's obvious that there are moments when the way she acts isn't necessarily as good as it could be. But when you look at it, Mark Hamill, you make a good point there. There are plenty of actors and actresses who have not quite been as good as they could be. And as they move along, I mean, put it this way, Mark Hamill wasn't the greatest in Star Wars, but you guys said it before. Empire Strikes Back came around and he nailed it. Nailed it. And also think about how he does with the Joker. These people get better over time. And I don't think she's that bad. I just think that maybe the way she thinks the part needs to be played is what's bringing out that stuff that people are kind of criticizing her for. I think perhaps maybe the way she's being directed or told to play the part is just not quite right for what it should be, maybe. But using the color of a person's skin or blaming her for supposedly the only reason why she's there is to pander to agendas and stuff like that. Why does that have to be the first thing that comes out of your mouth? It doesn't have to be like that. I mean, what other things in this series really sound like pandering? I mean, okay, it's a black woman. She's an inquisitor. Is there something in the Star Wars universe that says that this isn't normal? This isn't natural. This isn't the way it normally would be. No, there's nothing. There's nothing in there. And whether or not you want to go back to George Lucas's stuff and point out, oh, they were mostly men in the Empire. They were this, there was that. It was a different time. We have moved forward. We can't go and judge today's stuff on yesterday's standards. So things have changed.
Excuse me.
You put these characters in, and you shouldn't have to give justification for why you put these characters in. If it's good, and right now I think the Obi-Wan series is at least good. I don't know if it's great, but I think it's good. Then what's wrong with that? And you brought out the thing you said last night. I'm not going to use the term, but using terms on thumbnails. Why? When did we let this become the norm again? Is that, when words get said out in public or words get said or typed someplace, to me, when they hit that hard, I always go to the point in, what is it, Blast from the Past? And I'll start the real quick here. Blast from the Past, Brendan Fraser, when he comes out of the bomb shelter, sees a black woman who's a postwoman, and says, oh my lucky stars, a Negro. Well, while it's funny in that context, if you were to hear that term anywhere else in the world, you're gonna go like, whoa, okay, wow. That's almost as bad as the full-on N-word. And it's like, so when you hear these words, it's like, oh my God, why are we using these terms these days? So, yeah, I mean, I'll let you guys talk some more on it, but that's my feeling is that we should be better than to have to use that as a reason.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I agree with you. The bigotry is something, man, is very deceptive. Is more like a chameleon. Um, some days it'll hide itself so well you think that okay, we taking some steps in the right direction, and then it'll rear its ugly head. So you just gotta just I hate to say it, but prepare for the worst, so to speak, on some things, and then just watch because the person's actions is going to tell what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And if a person says something crazy, believe them. They say, okay, you said it. But I mean, it's I don't see all this controversy, and some YouTubers I've heard earlier they say that they believe that Disney intentionally did this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I mean, why would you want such divisiveness? I don't understand it, but
And that's the thing that doesn't make no sense, Danny. It's to me, it's like they think that they're sitting there talking about, okay, so we're gonna make an Obi-Wan series, but you know what we should do? I know what will piss people off. Let's make a Black Inquisitor, and you know what? She's gonna be one of the main characters in the show, and yeah, people will get all upset and hyped out, and you know we don't have to worry about making a good show. No, we'll just put a black person there and let people do it.
I think give him too much credit. Give him too much credit. That's an evil genius.
Well,
facts.
Would I say that that's beyond Disney? No. But is it beyond Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau? I think so. I think they're beyond going that route. And especially with Jon Favreau and Filoni, with these two guys, I think they're trying to not divide the fans anymore. I think they're doing everything they think they can do to try to bring both the prequel and original trilogy people together with the sequel trilogy fans.
This is all Deborah Chow and Kathleen Kennedy, because I watched the executive producers.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian McGregor was executive producer on his last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the first two, but he got a hand in it too. So I don't know what their objective is, but if it is to be dividing up Star Wars fans and making people choose sides,
why?
That is really crazy.
How does that help their case?
I guess
you want as many people. You want as many people to watch every product you have, not just this amount of people.
They're watching it and doing this negative stuff, and that's still publicity.
Yes,
but I ain't saying I agree with it, but
I know.
That's what it appears to be.
You know, one of the problems is though, Danny, some of these guys ain't even fucking watching it. They're just critiquing it because I know for a fact that Rippa, who was on that stream last night, has not watched it, but yet he's up there trashing it.
Well, and
he's trashing something you didn't watch.
I think they look at stills, they read plot synopses and stuff like that. I think that's about all they go to. But you know, hey,
I just question your Star Wars fan if you always going into a Star Wars show, TV, whatever. This is gonna be something woke. This is gonna be something. I mean, that's your prerogative and you're right, but I don't go into stuff looking like that. I try to find the good stuff about it. To me, I thought this, like I said, I sent several people texts this morning. Somebody ridicule about it. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I won't do it again but I thought the show was fire. I was excited. I was like, this is Rogue One, Part 2, Vader kicking ass.
Well, I want to see it, and I can't wait. I'm only halfway through it. I really want to see it because of what you said, and I'm like, hey, all right, guys.
Hey, I got the message this morning. Daddy was like, watch it now. And I was like, okay. So while I'm getting for work, I popped it on, and I messaged him. I'm like, yo, the beginning of it was fire. So I'm like, okay.
Man,
it was good.
I saw, I ain't going to spoil it, but when you see the man come on there, and that shit he does, I'm like, oh, my God. I think Disney had it in him.
That's good. It was good.
Yep.
Well, Disney they did do the part where the part that I've seen so far that I'm like Disney's kind of pushing their limits that they're used
doing
to.
That little Sam Raimi shit.
They cut the the one
Stormtrooper in half. Yeah.
I'm like, well, damn. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this. I was like, I mean, I'm sitting there going like, okay, this is what they need to do. I mean, and you know, hey, okay. Well, you guys, you know what time it is. Let's do it. Here we go.
Fact or fiction?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's Chaos Central's Final 5 Fact or Fiction. Yes, it's fact or fiction. 5 questions. The only answers you can give is fact or fiction. And we can try to twist it however you want. Some of us just aren't going to get what we want.
I'm glad that you realized that.
Typically, I'm not getting what I want, but that's besides the point. All right, right now the tally is this: Danny has 23, Nzo has 22, and I have 19. Now I'm not by any means out of this, but I need to get a firm I need to get.
How many did we got now? We got at least 70 or 80 now, right?
I'll have to go back and check. I can check. We've got week 3 is complete. Week 16 and 17 are mostly going to be decided next year. But we've probably gone through at least 50 of them. Some of them we've thrown out because we're like, it doesn't count anymore because something changed the question or whatnot. But yeah, so that's what we're at right now, guys. And our first question that we have answered this week, we got 6, I think, that we've answered this week. The first one is this: Dennis Villeneuve version of Dune has been cited as dazzling yet frustrating. Now the second part of Dune has been green lighted. Fact or fiction? Dune 2 will never see the light of day. They've already started pre-production. They've set a budget. They've done all of that. Do you want to call this now? It's probably going to happen, guys.
Okay, we can call it.
Okay. Then we will look. This was question number 5 on week 7, and Danny said fiction. So you mean you think all 3 of us think we're going to see it? So I think we are. So we're all getting a point on that one. Save that. All right. So that means Danny, you're at 24 now. Nzo, you're at 23, and I finally cracked 20. All right. The next one we have is from week 8. Final 5 fact or fiction question number 1 from week 8. Steve Burton of General Hospital was fired for refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccine, saying, "I don't think anybody else should lose their livelihood over this." Fact or fiction? Actors will file suit against the studios over the vaccine mandate. I have found at least 6 different stories where they did do that. We're going to close that one. So they have done that. I don't know what the outcomes were, but that's not what it was about. We all said, oh, look, Danny and I said fact. Nzo said fiction. And so that's 2 weeks complete. So that's at least 10 right there. Because week 8 is done. So we've got 2 weeks completed. So that means Danny goes up to 25, I go up to 21, and Nzo stays at 23. Next one.
Very good, Nzo.
Final 5
Very good.
fact or fiction question number 2 from week 13. Several teams in the NFL have expressed issues with current overtime rules. Both the Chiefs and Bills have been on the losing side of games decided by overtime coin flip. Fact or fiction? Within the next 2 off seasons, the NFL will change the overtime rules. We did not even have to wait. It was this offseason that they did change the rule. It is now both teams get the ball at the overtime. So, question number 2, Danny said fact, Nzo said fiction, and I said fact. So, guess what? I'm closing in on Nzo.
Wait, hold on. They changed the rule?
Yes, they did.
What's the rule?
Both teams now will get the ball in overtime. at least once.
They do that now already, though.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you kick field goal, they can give the other team a chance. If you scored a touchdown, game was over. Now, doesn't matter if the other team scores a touchdown or kicks a field goal, the other team will now get the ball. Look it up.
I am.
They changed the rule, and it happened this offseason. All right, there's that. So save that. We're going to close that one. All right, next one. Week 18. Final 5 Fact or Fiction. Question number 3. Top Gun Maverick is set to release May 27th, 2020. There are many reports that Val Kilmer's Iceman character will die in the movie, but there's also one death that many are speculating will happen. Tom Cruise's Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell will die in Top Gun Maverick. Now, funny thing is there's a lot of people who want to, it's a fan theory, they believe he dies at the very beginning of the movie and that the rest of it's like not real. But officially, the movie, he does not die. So we're going with he did not die. I'm just saying I saw this fan theory. It's like, what the hell are the people? What the hell? I mean, I can see where it happens. I can see how it happens that way, but I'm not counting it because it's not official. So this was question number 3. Danny said fiction. Anzo said fiction. And I said fact. So Anzo, you get one back.
Yeah, catch Danny. That's the fucking problem.
Well, yeah, that's always the problem, isn't it? 24, 27, and I stay at 22. All right. Let's see here. Save, close, and now week 20. We got 2 from last week. I'm going to close. First one, final 5 Fact or Fiction. Question number 4. While Darth Vader's appearance is certain in the upcoming Obi-Wan series, people are speculating that he may be introduced in a post-credit scene. Fact or Fiction, Darth Vader will be introduced in a post-credit scene. I still say it's a credit scene at least. But number 4, fiction from Anzo, fiction from Danny, and I said fact, and I still say, I think I'm going to put a point down for me anyways. No, I'm kidding. So you get 25. Anzo, Danny goes to 27. I stay put at 22.
No, I go to 28.
No, Oh yeah, 28. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Sorry. All right, and the last one, fact or fiction, question number 5, week 20. While Obi-Wan will indeed have young Luke Skywalker, there are leaks hinting to another beloved Star Wars character appearing in the series. Leia Organa will appear in the Obi-Wan series. Fact or fiction? I said fact. Anzo said fiction, and Danny said fact. So Danny and I get the point there.
Fuck you guys, man.
Wait. You're that fuck you is going to come out even more because I got another question that you always hate when I put them up here. Hold on just a second. Let me close out the old ones here.
Yes, this has been a good week for the Cramster.
All right, here we go, guys.
No, he's not, Poe. You're getting lucky.
Negative, bro.
I'm telling you, Anzo's gonna hate one of these questions for sure. I know he is. All right. So right now, guys, the total that we have is 29 for Danny,
about no fucking Stanley Cup.
23 for me. Yeah, I know. But I did that on purpose because, again, while I might have questions that Anzo doesn't like, I have to have questions you don't like also.
No, I said we don't know about no Stanley Cup.
How do you know?
Anzo, you know anything about Stanley Cup?
Not really, but hold on.
Okay. I'm saying.
Oh, I didn't have that.
I don't watch no hockey.
Just relax. Gotta put these back in here because it didn't save it last time. Let's read it. Basically, no Canadian team has won the NHL Stanley Cup since the Montreal Canadiens did in 1993. The Edmonton Oilers are some people's favorites in the NFL playoffs this year, or the NHL playoffs this year. Fact or fiction? The Oilers will break the streak and win the 2022 Stanley Cup. It's not about knowing. It's just, are they or aren't they? Oh, Danny, fact or fiction?
Bro, I don't have a clue. Oh, fuck.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go with fiction.
Nzo has no faith in his fellow Canadians. All right, Danny.
I'll go with fact.
Fact. I'm going to say fiction also. I don't know. Something about the NHL is an American sport now. Number 2, fact or fiction. With the prominent appearance of Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, many people are speculating that the character might get his own Disney Plus series. Fact or fiction. Darth Vader will get his own spin-off Disney Plus series.
Fiction.
You say fiction. Now, I will throw a caveat into this question really quick and see if that changes your answer, Nzo. I'm going to say Disney Plus series, or if they decide to go back to doing movies, it's going to be either series or a movie. He's going to get some sort of feature to himself.
Fact. Fiction. I still say fiction. Still?
Okay. I say fact on this one.
You say a movie will count?
Yes. It has to be some sort of live action. I'm not going to go with cartoon. It has to be either series or movie.
Oh, shit. I'm going to go with fact.
And then my question to start is this one. Question number 3. With the verdict and overwhelming victory for Johnny Depp, many people believe that he is fully exonerated. Now that he has proven to many that he was innocent, studios will again offer Johnny Depp big budget roles. What I'm saying that is it would be Warner Brothers, it'll be Disney, it'll be big studios, not independent films.
Fact.
Okay. And I was going to say fact also.
Make that 3.
So, okay, all 3 of us say fact. Okay, cool. All right. And that's the way I got Johnny Depp's whole thing into this, which isn't really about that, but it is. So, question number 4, Andor and Ahsoka are slated for release in the next 6 to 12 months. With all the criticism coming down on the Obi-Wan series, fact or fiction, Disney will pull the plug on one or both of these series.
Fiction.
Nzo.
Fiction.
Okay.
Fiction.
And I am saying fiction also. I don't think they're going to pull Andor, but why I said and or one or both is because I don't think they've shot Ahsoka yet, or they just started, something like that. Okay, question number 5. This is the one Nzo's going to love. The teams are set. The Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors will begin the NBA Finals tomorrow.
Oh, you motherfucker.
That the Warriors will be the winners. Fact or fiction, the Boston Celtics will win the 2022 NBA championship. I have to put you on the line because you
said fiction.
I say fiction too. Nzo.
Fiction.
Yeah, you gotta definitely cut this, Chris.
I did it. You gotta say it.
Fiction.
He's like,
I have no stakes in the Boston Celtics, so fuck it. Fiction.
I looked up eight whatever you want to call them, experts. 8 sports analysts, and out of 8, 7 of them picked Golden State.
Yeah, for sure.
And the one that picked Boston says it'll happen in 6 games, so they're not even positive. Yeah, so wow. All right, that's it right there. Question number 1, it's fact for Danny, fiction for Nzo, fiction for me. Question number 2, fact for Danny, fiction for Nzo, fact for me. 3 is fact. And question number 4, fiction. And the same on the last one. So that is it. I'm hitting save. They're saved. They're in. And that is the show, guys. Great show, guys. I appreciate you being here. Everybody that was in the chat, guys, thank you so very much. And if you would like to know the poll, on whose con people would go to. You guys will be happy to know. I think when I stopped it, it was 42% for both of you and like 18% for me. I don't know. Hold on. Or actually, no, 12. I think it was like 12. Hold on. Let me.
41, 41, and 16.
Yeah, 41, 41, and 16. Okay, well, I got a little more. Anyways,
Cool.
Thank you very much for everybody that showed up today. I really appreciate it. Remember that when we put these tweets out, when we do these shows, retweeting it for us or putting it out there, grabbing that link up above and sending it out there really helps us. We have seen some decent numbers recently, guys. But what we'd like to see is not just those decent numbers. We'd like to see those people who come and watch hitting the subscribe button. So if you're watching this after the fact, make sure that if you come into these shows after, during, whatever, to smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button. We're wanting to get up to 300. We're at 282 right now. That's 18 more and we'll be at 300. We want to get this done. So, guys, thank you. Nzo, tell everybody about what you got coming up right now, and then we'll go to Danny.
Yeah, going over to the OOC right now. Got a few topics and talk about the Amber Heard stuff and whatever else is going on there. See you over there. I got to bounce though, Chris. Peace out. Great
Take
show.
it easy, Nzo. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Yes. No problem, man. These guys.
All right, Danny, tell everybody about yourself.
Comment chat here. See me along with these other two guys Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, sometimes catch us on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk a little bit NFL, a little NBA. Not much going on in the NFL world, but NBA. Like tomorrow night, we'll be seeing the finals. The first game, Boston Celtics versus Golden State Warriors. So I'm sure it's going to be a good game. I'm going to try and get tuned in and locked into that. And as always, man, I enjoy these shows, man. I'm glad to finally take a little commanding lead. Hope I can keep it. So,
awesome. Next time, I am Chris Knight, Real Review 3000 ADHD for YouTube is how I describe it. Don't forget, on Sundays, we do the Obi-Wan Kenobi Roundtable here on Chaos Central at 8:30 Eastern. Check it out this week. Last week, we had a lot of people watching it. You guys have been watching those roundtables a lot. Keep it up. We really appreciate it. With that said, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming by. Danny, Nzo, thank you very much also. With that said, peace.
Peace.